All right, another fine day for flying. Blue skies, virtually no wind. I have got to take to the air. I think I'm going to head out to a little location I've been to before, a little further out there, see what else I can find. See if there's, I don't know, some other interesting things I can fly around. All right, back to this unused parking lot. I think I'll do a little comparison here between using the Neo with the RC3 controller and the motion controller. Kind of show off the differences and how well they fly between the two. We're going to start out here with the RC3 controller, the remote controller 3. And of course, it flies like, well, any regular FTB or FPV controller. 2 sticks, nice and smooth. It's on the slow side for any FPV drone. The Neo is probably about one of the slowest, although probably one of the more smoothest drones you could possibly get. Great for nailing small gaps. Not good if you want to get any like speed going on. I mean, this is in sports mode. This is about as fast as it really wants to go. It's a little slow going side to side, but you can get some orbits going on as long as you're patient with it. Overall, pretty decent experience. It's real handy when you want to fly around small things. And if you have like an Avata 2 kit and the case that comes with it, you can slide the Neo right in the back of the case. And then you got a little whoop to fly around in places where the Avata is just far too large, far too fast. The Neo is definitely not fast. It does fly really smoothly though. It's great for nailing gaps. You can really get into some tight spaces with it. It's nearly indestructible at the speeds it wants to fly at. Of course, if you put it on full manual, it'll go way faster and have more than enough speed to hurt itself. Right now, in manual and sports mode, it's a pretty tame ride. Alright, bring this thing back down. Bust out the motion controller. It's pretty easy switching between them. As long as they're both paired, you just turn off one and turn on the other. You're ready to go if you want to switch between the 2 controllers for some reason. Trying to figure out which one of the buttons goes back and forth to take off and for actually moving forward. The motion controller is a lot like flying an airplane, with all of the benefits and limitations you would expect from flying an airplane. It's the exact same quad. It flies the same kind of way. It can hover and stuff. But as far as making turns and having control over it, you're basically stuck with relatively forward motions, which is good if you're really unfamiliar with how to operate a quad. But it is very limiting when you're used to using the 2 joysticks. The 2 joysticks, you can really dig into that 3D motion. With the motion controller, you are kind of piloting it like an airplane, which can be rather frustrating at times if you're used to the extra level of control like I am. It's like, I feel like I'm fighting it a lot. That's why you'll always hear people who are used to using regular controllers badmouth the crap out of it, because it can be so frustrating to use, having so little control over the drone. You're just used to having far more with the 2 joysticks. Okay, enough of that. I want to bust out the Avata 2 and do some real flying, and use the Neo for something else that it is really good at: autonomous operations. As long as you disconnect it from the controller, you can totally use both of them at the same time. The Neo's just off doing its thing on its pre-programmed routes, and I'm jumping on the joysticks to control my Avata. Let's get my baby in the air. And then Beast kick those leaves up. Yeah, there's that. There's the little Neo. It is about palm size. The Avata 2 is more like the size of a person's head. A nice thing about Avata 2, like any DJI controller, you can hit one button on it and make it just stay in place. Which is handy if you, say, need to get your Neo because it's just parked there and it doesn't know what to do next. Get this thing under control. Come here, you. Put your little butt away. Alright, enough of that little wind maker. Let's take to the air with some real power. Switch this thing into sports mode. Oh, really get out there. I mean, as far as FPV quads goes, the Avata 2 isn't remotely the fastest. Most people consider it quite pokey. But it's still pretty fast. Get you plenty of sensation of speed. And of course those nice DJI controls helping to smooth everything out. Makes it a pleasure to fly. Don't have to fight the throttle or anything. It is actually a little disconcerting how smooth and easy it is to pilot. Starts making you think that maybe you actually know what you're doing. You don't want to underestimate how much the little computer inside is helping smooth everything out. I put a couple more scuffs in my Avata today. Oh, fucking pigeons. Hate pigeons. Fucking flying rats. All they ever do is crap all over everything. Come here, you little weasels. What I need to do is mount a laser on the top of my Avata and just start taking these little buzzards out. Have some squab for dinner. Probably get heartworms out of them. Nasty little flying rats. Go away, bugs. Freaking pests. Well, doesn't look like I'm going to be able to run them down with this, so back to flying. Man, he's so smooth and easy to control. The Avata 2, spoil me. Spoiled. I got to get out there and rough it a bit. Get back to using regular dumb quads where you have to actually have skill to fly them this nice. There's the old courthouse. I should say the new courthouse. This thing wasn't built that many years ago. A shiny emblem of Chico's wasted tax money. And it has a really cool gap right in the front. And being a Saturday, the place is closed, so I can totally get away with doing this stuff. Yeah, stop sign. Nobody's gonna stop me, stop sign. Actually, a stop sign would totally stop the Avata dead in its tracks, so try not to run into him. This has what you're seeing right now is stabilized footage, so what I see in the goggles is even faster than this. It really looks like everything's just blowing past me. Alright. A little too much fun in this location. I think maybe move on to someplace else. They got signs all over the place about armed security guards in every one of these buildings. I've never seen any of them, but Okay, my last video got really, really long, and I filmed plenty today. I don't want to make another video that's a half an hour long. I don't know how long I got your attention span. So I've broken the video up into 2 parts. This being the ending of the first. I will catch you in the second part, if you are interested. I'll upload that shortly. See you there.